So, I've been thinking about doing this for a while because I thought, where can you find an animated teacher on YouTube telling crazy ass stories based on their experiences? If there's someone out there doing this, I'd love to know about it. So let me give this a shot. I'm gonna start off right at the beginning, the PGCE. Now for y'all that don't know, the PGCE is like the training course to become a teacher. How it works is you apply to a uni provider where you get 2 placements, one at a crap school and then one at a good school if you're lucky. Oh, and you also got to attend like 80% of pointless lectures in my opinion and complete assignments to be like, oh look, I know what I'm doing. So fast forward to when you find out what your first placement is, placement 1. I'm scrolling through my emails hoping it's somewhere local because with this teaching it's early starts and late finishes and ain't nobody got time to spend half of their time traveling. Booyah! Let's say the school is a 10-minute drive. I'm gonna call this school Sparrow High School, and my older brother attended the school, so I'm kind of familiar with it. But there's a catch. It's got a bit of a reputation for being a ghetto-ass school. Back in the day I had some friends from Sparrow High School, and when I was in high school there was a time between 2 students that got into a fight and rumour spread that kids from Sparrow High School were gonna turn up and back their boys. After school I'm just here waiting at the bus stop, seeing what's gonna happen, and on guard it was like these Sparrow High School kids exiting the bus as if they were randomly generated NPCs. The entire bus was full of them goons, so we know these kids don't play around. But this is years later, and I guess the school's improved, right? Well, so fast forward to day 1, and I'm here. Go to the school and I meet the head of department, and he's got the same name as me. So I'm like, you know what, that's something nice. We share something in common. Now in the PGCE, you are meant to have a mentor at your school who shows you the ropes and basically tells the uni if you're doing alright or if you're gonna fail. Basically they're super important to your experience because if you have a bitch ass mentor, your life's gonna be tough. So one thing I noticed walking through the corridors is that I can barely hear anyone speaking English. It's like everyone's speaking the mother tongue, and it feels very tribal out here. You got the Eastern Europeans on one side, the Asians on the other, the Spanish and so forth. I look at the floor, I see fresh chicken wings on the bone. So the mentor takes me to the staff room, which is meant to be just for the science teachers, and I'm just here observing all these different teachers within the department. Now I got some really good advice from the mentor that I got at the university. So we call this the PGCE uni advisor. And he says in teaching you're going to come across some weird ass people. So over here we had the weird physicist who would repeat the same joke every day, the workaholic that sold their soul, and we got the yes man in the corner. So I'm trying to get friendly with the head of department as I feel like he might be my mentor. And to be honest, in life when people like you, your life tends to be a lot easier. So after the sweet talking I'm like, so are you my mentor? And then he was like, no, that's gonna be, and I'm gonna call this guy Queen because he's got a fancy ass name, but I don't want to be baiting it out, and he's a legend. So he says, go to room S21, he will be there. I'm like, cool, let me introduce myself. I'm strolling, I get to the room and he ain't there. I go back and I'm like, there ain't nobody in the room. The head of the department is like, oh, that's Queen, he'll be in tomorrow. Tomorrow arrives, he ain't in. Now we get to the 3rd day and I'm walking down the corridor and I see a dude high-fiving these people, fist bumps in this bitch, and as I'm approaching I'm thinking, hey, this dude seems alright. I get to him, we meet, we shake hands. This is pre-COVID. Ha! So he's like, come inside, you can just sit in the back and observe. I'm like, alright. I come in, grab a spare seat at the back, and I'm ready to rock and roll. The class is settled. My mentor is like to the class, so today is the end of unit test. Anyone that is caught, I'm gonna rip this paper in half. So I'm here thinking, oh, this dude don't play around. After telling the whole class about how they can't cheat, he gets silence and he hands out the test papers, and then the exam begins. Now it's not been a minute and then a teacher walks out of the class. Now he's out there for at least 6 minutes, and I'm stuck here with a bunch of students that I don't know. These kids all turn around and look at me like, and I'm just here like, it's only my first day out here, I don't know. Dude, every kid starts exchanging answers. Even the class dumbass on my right is asking what's the answer to question 6. Now 10 minutes later, the teacher comes back in, and he acts like nothing's happened, and all the kids are back to their usual, all silence, doing their paper, working hard. And I ain't no rat, so I'm not gonna say what happened. I guess it all did well on that test. Now you might think that this is a horrible teacher, but honestly, this dude was amazing. Ignoring this incident, his behaviour management was the best I've seen. He had the respect of all the students, and the school would always give him the badly behaved kids, because it was never a problem for him. I learned so much from this teacher, and I'm so grateful for that. I ended up teaching year 7s up until year 11s, which are like the senior year, and I even had the head teacher observe me, as I ended up being one of the best trainee teachers they've ever had. Now I guess the biggest message from this story is that this mentor gave me the confidence to do my own thing, without having to tell me what to do. If you are a mentor, it isn't about telling someone how to do things because you think this is the best way, or you don't like it this way because you don't do it this way. It's about allowing that person to reflect on their own practice and come up with their own style. He was honestly the best mentor I had. And to top it all off, he didn't force me to do those bullshit lesson plans for every lesson, because he saw that I was good. Now, towards the end of my placement, this school tried to keep me and make me stay, and to be honest, it got really awkward as I was being pestered every day about it. And to be honest, the behaviour at the school was, let's say it didn't make teaching fun for the most part. So I ended up moving on, completing my PGCE, and was classed as an outstanding teacher in all categories. And I really believe it was inspired from having an amazing mentor. Thank you so much for watching until the end. This is my first ever video, so I'd appreciate if you can show some love and like the video. I've got so much more to tell you, not just within the world of teaching, but also within my life. Peace out, stay safe, and look both ways before you cross the street.